Hello again, everyone. This is Zombie Kids Rule, and I'm back again today with just another fairly quick video on a simple fishing system. So this is kind of related to another tutorial I had for a simple camping system where you were able to cook raw fish. And then the raw fish became cooked fish, and that you were able to then the raw fish didn't really give you anything, couldn't really use them, but the cooked fish, if I remember correctly, you could eat it, and then it would give you, like, say, return your hit points. So this is a very simple fishing system. You could get more complex. You could do a whole bunch of stuff with this. You could build off of this. I actually added a few things to this just before making this tutorial. And there may be plugins out there that do a much more comprehensive thing. There may be other ways of doing this. There may be more tutorials out there that I just haven't really watched or something. I have seen a few tutorials on simple fishing systems, but this is just a simple fishing way to do a simple fishing system that has just a little bit of other stuff to it. And again, hopefully this is helpful to you. I will show you the what it does in the game, and then I'll break it down. So here's the yeah, we're going to save the changes because I just made another change. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to go over here, and first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to read this sign, ye old fishing spot. Okay, I'm going to try to fish. You need something to fish with. Okay, well, let's go talk to this old man. Captain Ahab, hello, youngster. It looks like you could use some fishing gear. I have some extra gear stored in this chest. Feel free to take it if you want. Okay, thank you. So the chest opens, a how-to guide was found, fishing line and hook was found. The how-to guide is a different tutorial, but I got my fishing line and hook. So I'm going to go over here, talk to this guy again. Hello, youngster. This is a great fishing spot. Hope my old gear proves useful to you. Let's go try fishing. Would you like to fish? No. Okay, maybe next time. Now, do you want to fish? Yeah. Yes, I do. And let's see, you rolled a 10. Now, I put the display of the random roll in here because for testing purposes, I wanted to make sure that the way I had programmed it was actually working the way I intended. And I tested it once, and it took me I didn't get one of the results I wanted. So I said, you know what? I'm going to add the random roll. I'm going to have it tell me what the roll is so that I can verify that it's doing what I wanted to do. So you might not have this in game. You rolled a 10, so I know that's a large fish. You caught a large fish, and then that's it. So let's try it again. I rolled a 9. That's another large fish. So I got the exclamation mark. Caught a large fish. Let's try it again. I rolled a 9. That's another large fish. Okay. All right, let's try it again. Boy, 3. That's a lot of 9s in a row. Let's try it again. There we go. 7. That's a small fish. I'm actually trying to get one of the lower results. 9 is another large fish. Boy, that's good rolls for me. Let's see. An 8. That's a small fish. Okay, let's see. Come on, some of these lower rolls. Got an 8, that's another small fish. Of course, when I want the low rolls, it's not going to give it to me. There we go. Now I know a 1 or a 2 is going to break my fishing line. That's exactly what I wanted. Oh no, your fishing line broke. You will need to get a new line. And it's not going to let me fish. So let's go back to talk to this old guy. Hello, youngster. Looks like you ran into a bit of trouble. Would you like me to repair that line for you? No? Well, just come back if you change your mind. I changed my mind. Yes, I want you to repair it. He whistles while he works. That should do it. Try to be more careful. And then he goes back to, this is a great fishing spot. I hope my old gear proves useful. Now let's see if I can get the other result, which is, nope, that's going to break my line again. Well, darn it, broke my line. So let's go back, have him fix it. Okay, he's going to fix it again for me. That's awful nice of you. Doesn't even charge me any money for it. Let me see if I can get the you didn't catch anything. No, that's another small fish. And nope, another small fish. Obviously, you can set this up however you want. Boy, that's another large fish, man. I'm getting really lucky here. I got a 6. That's still a small fish. Yep. I'm not getting any of the you don't get any fish. Nope, small fish. Try it one more time. It does work. I tested it. No, that's it. Okay, I'm not gonna do it the other way. All right, so that's it. And then I'll break it down for you. And I did test it before, and you can massage these numbers how you want to get the better reaction. Maybe you don't want them to catch the fish as often, right? Maybe you want them to fail more often, and you're just going to tweak the numbers. So first, the sign. Well, actually, let's do this first. So first, the database. So under items, I created the small raw fish, which doesn't basically, it's not consumable. You can never use it. The way I set it up here is you can't sell it, but you could change that. You could make it so you could sell the raw fish instead of cooking it and getting some sort of effect from it. The large raw fish, same thing. You could change it so you could actually sell it for money in game, but you can't do anything else with it until you cook it, right? So if I was going to have my cooking system in here, I'd have to have, cooked small fish or small cooked fish, large cooked fish. Then I have the fishing line and hook, which again is just set up as an item. There's a description. It's not consumable. You never use it because you only use it when you are in an event, right? When you're at an actual fishing spot. You can't just randomly choose to use it. You could set that up differently if you wanted to. You could actually have this item call, say, for instance, a common event if you're standing in, say, a particular region ID area, which is around water. You could do things like that. And then I have my broken fishing line. So now I have the two different types of fishing line, one that's usable and one that's broken. And those are my items. Then I have my little sign here, which is basically just a sign that's already on the map. So you don't have to have an image. And then it's just text, ye old fishing spot. So when you click on it, it's going to give you a message. And then let's look at the chest first. So the chest is just the standard treasure chest, right? You can do the quick event creation and choose treasure chest and then modify it so it gives you the sound effect, the animation, turning control switch A on so it'll move to page 2 when it's done. This is just giving us our items, how-to guide, and fishing line and hook. And the how-to guide is a different tutorial. And then the text that says, hey, this is what was found. So that's the treasure chest, and of course page 2 is nothing. You can't interact with the chest anymore. It's just empty. And then the old man here, this is actually just a single conditional branch with two else. Well, actually, it's two conditional branches. It's a nested conditional branch, if you want to look at it that way. Or maybe that's not the right word. But there's a conditional branch with an else, and then there's another conditional branch with another else. And essentially, you start off by saying, okay, first question, if, conditional branch, the party has a fishing line and hook, that's a usable one. Then if that's true, then Captain Ahab's going to say this message, right? Hope my gear's useful. If or else, if they don't have a usable fishing line and hook, then the first thing it's going to check is the conditional branch of, do you have a broken fishing line and hook? If you have a broken fishing line and hook, he's going to say, hey, you ran into a bit of trouble. Want me to repair that for you? And you're going to get your show choices. Yes or no. When yes, it does the balloon icon of the musical note while he whistles while he works. Then it's going to take away the broken fishing line, and it's going to add the regular fishing line. And then the text, that should do it. Try to be more careful. When no, well, come back when you change your mind. Now, there's also this other else branch. So, first it says, does the party have a fishing hook, right? A line and hook. And if it does, they do this. Else, so if they don't have one, it checks, do you have a broken line and hook? If they don't have a broken line and hook, then that's basically the event says they don't have a fishing line, they don't have a broken fishing line. So now I'm going to show the text of, you could use some fishing gear, right? I have some extra gear stored, feel free to take it. So this is one way to do this. You do the first part, do they have a fishing line? Else, that means if they don't, check to see if they have the broken line. Else, meaning they don't have a usable one or they don't have a broken one, then he offers to let you take some. All right, so that's the old man. And then the way you do these conditional branches is under conditional branch on page 1. It's page 4. Which is the item. So when you select this, right, that if the party has the fishing line or if the party has a broken fishing line. So that's how you do that item 1 if the party has something, right? If the party has one of the two. Okay, and this is the same way. You edit it in here. If conditional branch, page 4, the item is a broken fishing line. All right, and then the else branch is checked off. Okay, so that's the old man. And then for the fishing actual spot, again, you don't need an image because you're just an event on top of a dock. And then it starts off with a conditional branch if the party has a fishing line and hook. So if you have the fishing line and hook, it's going to say, would you like to fish? Yes or no. When yes, it's going to roll a random number between 1 and 10. So the variable 1, random number, equals a random number between 1 and 10. Excuse me. And this is how you set that up. And then it's going to fade the screen out, fade the screen in. So there's that black screen really quickly. Then this is that text showing you the result of your roll so that you can make sure that it's doing what you want it to do. And then you start getting some additional conditional branch. So these are nested conditional branches, right? If you want to look at it that way. So if they have a fishing line, then it's going to check. It's going to roll the random number 1 to 10. Then it's going to say, okay, if the random number result is less than or equal to 2. So if it's a 1 or a 2, it's going to show the balloon icon of frustration, and then the text. Oh no, your fishing line broke. You're going to need to get a new one. And then it's going to subtract your usable fishing line, and it's going to add to your inventory the broken fishing line. Okay, and then it's going to end. Now, if the random number is greater than 2, but also nested conditional branch, if the random number is less than or equal to 5. So if it's a 3, a 4, or a 5, right, then you get the balloon icon of silence, the 3 dots, and then you didn't catch anything. Now, maybe in a real system, you want that to go a little bit higher, right? Maybe you want it to be, you want to include 6 or something. So you want them to more often not get a fish when they actually fish. And then it ends, right? So if it's between, if it's 3, 4, or 5, then it's gonna say, hey, you didn't catch anything, and then it stops. When you, if it's greater than 5, so if it's a 6, and if it's less than 9, so if it's a 6, 7, or 8, then it's going to show the exclamation. It's going to say you caught a small fish, because 6, 7, and 8 is a small fish, and then it's going to add a small raw fish to your inventory. If the random number is greater than 8, so if it's a 9 or a 10, it's going to show the exclamation point, which is the same as before. You caught a large fish, and then it adds a large fish to your inventory. When no, so if you say I don't want to fish, then that's where it shows the text, maybe next time. And then the else branch goes all the way back to this first conditional branch, if, right? So if I go here, there's the else branch. And so if party has fishing line, but if they don't, the else branch kicks in, you need something to fish with. Okay? And that's it. So every time you select that I want to fish, it checks and say, do I have a fishing line? And then, do you want to fish? And then the random number 1 to 10, and then it shows your roll, and then then it checks to see what was my result. Was it a 1 or a 2? Then your fishing line broke. We're going to take away the usable one and give you an unusable one. If it's a 3, 4, or 5, then it's you didn't catch anything. If it's a 6, 7, or 8, then it's you caught a small fish and it adds a small fish to your inventory. If it's a 9 or a 10, then it's basically you caught a large fish and then it adds a large fish. Or you can choose not to fish, or if it's the else, meaning you don't have a usable fishing line, you need something to fish with. Okay? And with this, you could do, you could implement something else like a bait system, where you could include an option of, do you want to use bait? And then it checks to see if you have bait. And if you have bait, you can choose the bait. And maybe having bait adds a bonus to your random roll, so that you get better results. Now, that might be complicated. If you do that, you might end up never getting a broken line, right? So you might have to do that a little differently. You might have to, think of a different way to do that, because you might still want to have it where they can break their fishing line, and not have it where, the person that repairs it is right beside the fishing hole, right? This is just testing the functionality. So once again, very simple fishing system. I have something that gives them the fishing stuff they need. You have an old guy here who shows how you can repair it. And of course, you got the fishing spot itself, which just simply takes a variable, and there's a random number generation of 1 to 10. And then based on your results, it determines what happened. You either broke your line, you didn't get a fish, you got a small fish, or you got a large fish. And that's it. So, hey, I hope this was helpful. I know there are other tutorials about simple fishing systems out there, because I know I watched some. So, you could certainly search for more tutorials on fishing systems. I'm pretty sure there's plugins that do, a comprehensive fishing system crafting type stuff. And again, by all means, look at plugins if that's what you want to do. If these videos help you, please, like, subscribe, get notifications, and then leave comments. Let me know if these are helpful to you. Let me know about your journey. Let me know, what you're learning, especially if you're just starting out like I am. And then if you have questions, go ahead and ask. I'll try to see if I can answer. Or if there's a tutorial you're looking for and you haven't found yet, let me know. And if I know how to do it, I'll be happy to make a tutorial, as long as I have a nice quiet spot to do so. So hopefully this helps everybody. I'm glad you found my channel. Check out the old my previous videos. I hope those are helpful for you. Take this, build off it, get creative, expand on it, do all kinds of crazy cool things, and then, let me know how it worked out. And if this doesn't work for you, let me know, and maybe I can help you out there too. So in the meantime, folks, listen, have a great day, happy gaming, happy game developing, and I will see you all later.